Now on CoastTV News.
Keeping cars out, Rehoboth Beach unveils a new plan to keep cars away from public gathering areas. A hit-and-run investigation. Georgetown police need your help finding this truck. How your tip could help solve the case. And protecting students. Wicomico County schools could spend $6 million on new security measures. Why parents are divided.
And we're clear for right now, but we indeed have a lot of rain on the way, particularly for Wednesday. Your full forecast is coming right up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
A bandstand safety plan. What changes could be coming to this part of Rehoboth Avenue? Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Our top story tonight, the city of Rehoboth Beach considering a new way to protect public gathering locations. Today, city staff unveiled a vehicle barrier plan that would go near the boardwalk, also near the bandstand and bathrooms. You can see now how the area looks. It's all open along Rehoboth Avenue. This is the city's rendering of what it would look like if they put bollards there to keep vehicles out. It's the same thing near the boardwalk. Here's how it looks today. And this is the city's rendering of what it would look like if they put those bollards there. The city says there would also be gates to allow emergency vehicle access. The plan is meant to prevent cars from entering crowded pedestrian places during events like concerts and fireworks, also the tree lighting. The city says this is a preventative step. If it's approved, installation could come in March. Now take a look at your screen. We want to know, have you seen this truck? Georgetown police are asking. They say it could be connected to a hit and run that happened September 21st. Police say the driver hit a parked car on East Market Street, then drove away toward the Circle. If you recognize the truck, you should call Georgetown police. Demolition work began at the Milton Theater today. The theater says walls are coming down to make room for a new education wing. The wing will provide more classroom and rehearsal space for the theater's popular education programs. Plans to upgrade the bar and bathrooms are also included. The demo work is happening right now behind the theater. So far, what we saw today, the chimney there has been partly removed. And you may remember our coverage of the Clear Space Theater. That's in Rehoboth Beach. The Performing Arts Theater looking to move from their Baltimore Avenue location. Previous plans to build a new theater on the avenue fell through. After some legal battles, the theater has been considered a move to Lewis as well, but today Rehoboth Beach pitched a new plan to keep the theater downtown. The plan would demolish the Cape Henlopen Senior Center on Christian Street. Clear Space would then build a new 40,000 square foot theater. City commissioners say they had several financial concerns with this project today, including a $1 million city contribution to Clear Space's capital campaign. The theater's group managing director said he was happy with today's meeting.
We are deeply grateful to the commissioners of Rehoboth Beach continuing to move the ball down the field on this project with us at Clear Space, and we look forward to continued conversations to finalize the remaining points.
And the special meeting ended in a 6-1 vote in favor of creating a task force to further discuss and look into the finances of this deal. And this does bring us to our CoastTV poll, because we want to know, how do you feel about Clear Space staying in downtown Rehoboth? Let's look at the results here. 55% think it's the right decision. 6% say they should move. 7% with mixed feelings. 32% not too worried about it. They don't care. But even if you don't care, you can still vote and let us know you don't care. So just go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. On your screen now is Route 9 and Beaver Dam Road in Lewis. More than 700 homes and 94 apartments are already approved to be built on the land here. It's known as the North Star property. But now developers want to rezone nearly 13 acres of the land to build commercially. The rezoning would allow the developer to build nearly 100,000 square feet of commercial space. What exactly the commercial space would be, that hasn't really been made clear yet. Some locals, though, they say they hope Sussex County Council denies the rezoning request.
Right now, I would say no to more commercial space. I mean, Route 1 is all commercial, and we have a lot on Route 9 now, and more and going on 16. I mean, I don't really think we need more commercial.
So the project is broken up into 3 parts: the houses, the apartments, and the commercial space. In May, the 94 apartments and 758 homes were approved. The commercial space will be discussed at tomorrow's County Council meeting. Now we're looking live into Lewis, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you. And right now, good evening to everyone. And it's really a nice, calm, clear night. Not a real problem for us. And we're going to be, in the good as far as sunshine is concerned for tomorrow. But tomorrow night about this time, we'll start seeing some scattered showers begin to move in rather rapidly. In Ocean City right now, we're holding at 70 degrees. We'll drop to 62 under mostly clear skies. It's going to be such a clear night that, hey, we'll have the opportunity to enjoy a harvest moon. And it feels bigger and brighter harvest moon and is closest to the equinox. Now, it's one of 3 supermoons that are on the way, so keep that in mind. And this is a little bit off kilter because it's not typical during the time of the year when we expected and anticipated. So, but it's still going to be available for you tonight and early tomorrow morning, like 1 o'clock in the morning. But we're looking very clear as far as the Delmarva Peninsula is concerned, and we're staying very clear at this moment. High pressure is in control of our weather. It's just coming off of in between a couple of troughs. But basically, this is going to allow us to enjoy this one more day of clear weather before we start talking rain. And to be honest, Christina, we got to talk rain, particularly for Wednesday.
All right, if we have to, we have to. Well, Governor Matt Meyer signed House Bill 71 on Friday, requiring all school coaches to be trained in CPR, first aid, and they have to know how to use defibrillators. The law also mandating emergency action plans and on-site AEDs at games and also at practices. The governor's office says this is designed to help schools respond quickly to cardiac emergencies and to protect student athletes. Wicomico County Public Schools are moving forward with a multi-million-dollar plan to improve safety. District officials want to install weapons detection systems, or metal detectors, at every single school. But it's not going to be cheap. Initial estimates show it could cost roughly $6 million. Some parents we spoke with say it's well worth the money, but others are not so sure.
As a parent, I would love to keep kids safe. I think safety is paramount importance. However, as a taxpayer and somebody that has some skin in the game, I would just hope that they put a lot of thought and effort and study into the proposal.
And Wicomico school officials say they are exploring ways to raise the money needed, so they're not yet sure when the systems will be bought or installed. The Office of Wicomico County State's Attorney says 33-year-old Sean Peterson has been sentenced to 50 years in prison for child pornography offenses. In February of 2024, police say Peterson was found with a USB drive containing explicit images involving 3 children. Investigators say he produced the images himself while in Calvert County, where he previously had access to the children. Peterson was convicted of 3 counts of sexual abuse of a minor and production of child pornography in Calvert County. On September 26th, he was additionally sentenced to 25 years in Wicomico County for 6 counts of possession of child pornography. Delaware State Police are investigating a shooting in Laurel. They say it happened approximately 2 a.m. Troopers say they responded to a shooting on US 13 between Delmar and Laurel. DSP says a Toyota Camry was driving north when a Chrysler in the right lane began shooting at the Toyota. The Toyota was reportedly hit by gunfire. On your screen now is where DSP says the driver of that Toyota drove off US 13 near Scarborough Lane. Troopers say the driver was not injured in the shooting. Well, legal battles are erupting over the White House's moves to deploy National Guard troops to Democratic-led cities like Portland, Chicago, and Los Angeles. On Sunday, a federal judge temporarily blocked the deployment of National Guard troops from anywhere in the U.S. to Portland, Oregon. And as Sherelle Hubbard reports, this comes just 1 day after the same ruling was made on the deployment of the Oregon National Guard.
President Donald Trump ordered the troops in Los Angeles to Portland to protect what he calls a, quote, war-ravaged city.
You look at what's happened with Portland over the years, it's a burning hellhole.
According to the Trump administration, the National Guard is needed to protect ICE agents trying to carry out their work and to prevent violent riots. The White House is challenging a federal judge's order temporarily halting President Donald Trump's National Guard deployment to an immigration and customs enforcement facility in Portland, Oregon.
With all due respect to that judge, I think her opinion is untethered in reality and in the law.
During Monday's briefing, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt defended the president's legal authority under federal law and accused the judge of overstepping. But Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says it's the Trump administration that is overstepping, criticizing what he calls the militarization of the nation's cities.
Since the beginning of this invasion, families have been snatched up off the streets or removed from their homes, zip-tied and detained for hours, including especially U.S. citizens and legal residents of our state.
Oregon officials also fighting back against a federal deployment.
There's no need for military intervention in Oregon. There's no insurrection in Portland. There's no threat to national security. Oregon is our home. It is not a military target.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
And we're just getting started tonight. Still more news ahead, like the EV tax break ending, what it means for the electric vehicle market and for consumers. But first, we're talking music money. 2 weekends, thousands of fans will show you how Ocean City made out after 2 music festivals.
Take a look at your Bay forecast. We're looking pretty clear, pretty squared away for Tuesday. Cambridge and Crisfield with the Bay forecast. But notice we have a chance of rain on Cambridge and thunderstorms possible in Crisfield. We'll talk more about what we're expecting Wednesday in about 60 seconds. Well, it is indeed, to quote Mr. Rogers, a beautiful day in the neighborhood for today and for tomorrow, but then it gets a little bit rainy for us by the time we get to Wednesday, and it's going to be probably an all-day Wednesday rain kind of thing. So, govern yourselves accordingly. Now, in Lewis right now, we're at 64 degrees, and it's not too shabby. I mean, we're at 62 degrees currently in Redden, 63 in Georgetown, 62 in Gumboro, Millsboro, as well as Laurel, and we're at 62 degrees Salisbury and in Delmar. So we're a bit on the cool side, but it's comfortable cool, typical fall-like cool, okay? Not extremely cold or anything like that. But Tuesday we're going to clear out initially, enjoy some sunshine, but as early as 1 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, here comes this stuff, okay? Look for widespread scattered rain showers with a possible embedded thunderstorm or two flaring up in the afternoon because the dew point temperatures are going to be so elevated. Oh, and speaking of the dew point temperatures, I mean, we're in the 60s right now, lower 60s. That's manageable. We are close to the water and all of that. But you'll notice as we go through time here on Tuesday morning, we're looking at 60s, but then by the time we get to Wednesday, we're at 68, 67, almost 70. So that opens the door for not only a bit of rain, but we could get a little thunderstorm popping in and out occasionally. And it'll be a random thing depending on just how high the dew point temperature is going to be, combined with the moisture content, combined with some isolated pockets of instability. All that's going to make for typical summer-like afternoon popcorn showers. I like to call them popcorn showers because they pop up in the same kind of pattern as if you were popping popcorn in that random pattern. But then we're going to drop into the 30s by Thursday, so we're going to become bone dry and very chilly after that. You see, because we were concerned about past week, we had a bottom out with the moisture content. Well, we're escalating till we get to Wednesday, and then we bottom out again by the time we get to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So, for example, tomorrow's temperatures in the 80s, they're going to be comfortable and more summer-like, or warm spring-like. 79 in Georgetown will feel like 79. 76 will feel like about 77, 78 in Cambridge, and 79 will feel more like 80 in Berlin. And we're going to feel close to 80 everywhere else along the coast for Tuesday. Our chances of rain escalate tremendously on Wednesday. So, you take a look at Tuesday, we're clearing out. Notice on Wednesday, here comes those dots, and we have some isolated thunderstorms, possibly as early as 10 o'clock in the morning. And then this model is indicating a strong line pushing through right now for us early on Wednesday. And that stayed pretty uniform. And if that happens, we're watching out for over 2 inches of rain in some areas along Highway 9. Now, if that holds true, if that verifies, Highway 9 is going to be a mess, okay? But as we get ready to close out here in a second, we're looking for temperatures to stay in the 70s and rainy weather on Wednesday on Ocean City, as well as Fenwick Island, Lewis, and Rehoboth. Same situation. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast.
Thank you, Paul. Well, in Ocean City, workers spent the day packing up what's left from two different music festivals, Oceans Calling and Country Calling. They may be over, but the economic impact is still being felt in the area. The two festivals that not only brought tens of thousands of visitors to town, as Coast TV's Kevin Zapay reports, also brought millions of dollars to town.
Thousands of music lovers descended on Ocean City over the past 2 weekends to enjoy both Oceans Calling and Country Calling in Ocean City. Local Zahn Zane went to both.
Everything was wonderful. Really, I had the best time of my life, and everybody that came down was extremely nice.
And businesses love the festivals too.
Having an event like this to kind of wrap things up helps out a lot.
But now, it's time to say goodbye to the good music in town and count the cash. We sat down with Ocean City Tourism and Business Development Director Tom Perlazzo to take a look at the numbers and to compare this year to last year.
From a tourism perspective, we've done our job. We're selling tickets in every 50 states.
According to Perlazzo, ticket sales were on par with last year, over 50,000 tickets sold each day. As for revenue, last year the town generated around $325 million from the combination of Oceans Calling and Country Calling.
Helps out a lot of people.
And this year, the final numbers aren't in yet. Perlazzo expects to match and maybe even beat that mark, since Country Calling expanded from 2 days to 3.
We're generating room tax, sales tax, food tax, and then we're supporting small businesses up and downtown. It's a win-win.
While the impact of these festivals is still being calculated, locals sure seem happy.
Come down and have the time of your life.
And businesses appreciate it.
Good for the small business owners, it's good for the town in general.
With the excitement of next year's shows already building.
That was Kevin Zapay reporting, and there is another event coming to Ocean City this week. There's also going to be a special event zone in place, so be aware of this. From Thursday, October 9th until Sunday, October 12th, the town says it's for the Endless Summer Cruisin' event. The special event zone reduces established speed limits and increases fines for violations. There's going to be an increased police presence throughout the town as well. Coming up after the break, we'll hear from Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy about the ongoing federal government shutdown. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy was in Newark, New Jersey today to discuss the impacts of the government shutdown and the impacts it's having on the Department of Transportation, including air traffic controllers. Controllers are considered essential workers, which means they have to keep showing up for work despite the prospect of not receiving a paycheck. Duffy says that's adding stress to an already stressful job.
Tracking sick calls, sick leave, and have we had a slight tick up in sick calls? Yes. And then you'll see delays that come from that, right? Because again, our priority, I want to see your flight not be delayed. I don't want you canceled, but our priorities are safety. And so if we have additional sick calls, we will reduce the flow consistent with a rate that's safe for the American people.
And he also spoke about a program called Essential Air Service, which provides air travel options to some smaller communities, but that is expected to expire as soon as Sunday due to the shutdown. Meanwhile, the electric vehicle market could take a big hit as a federal tax credit that was passed under the Biden administration has now expired. Jen Sullivan has details on how this will impact the auto industry and why buying electric could still save you money in the long run.
More Americans are buying electric cars. Last year, EV sales rose 7%, 3 times faster than non-electric cars, according to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics. But those sales could soon be slumping. That's because the $7,500 federal tax credit for new EV purchases expired on October 1st. Auto experts say it's a change that's going to shake up the entire EV market.
In the long run, I think it's going to make electric vehicles better because they now have to compete on an even playing field in terms of value, features, durability, and longevity.
Brian Moody with Cali Blue Book says EVs are typically more expensive. In August, the average transaction price for a new electric vehicle was more than $57,000. That's a lot more than the transaction price for all cars. Moody says those prices are higher because EV batteries are very expensive.
what automakers will likely do is offer some vehicles with a reduced battery, meaning that the range isn't as long, but the price isn't as high.
Moody also thinks automakers may be forced to lower their sticker prices. BMW is now doing just that, offering limited deals on EVs, and Stellantis is also offering specials on many of its electric models. EVs still may be a better deal for buyers.
Having an EV and charging an EV tends to be cheaper in the long run than a gasoline car.
Joseph Yoon with Edmunds says gas-powered cars are also more expensive to maintain. If you are in the market to buy an EV right now, experts recommend asking about charging stations for your home. You may have more negotiating power on the price, and a used EV may be the best deal. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Coming up in sports tonight, field hockey highlights. The James M. Bennett Clippers went up to Delaware to battle the Sussex Central Golden Knights. And coming up, RSV cases are still low, but that could change soon. What doctors want parents to watch for this fall.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
According to new research, medication inhaler sprays could be contributing to planet-warming pollution. Experts saying it's not the medicine that's the problem, but the propellants known as HFAs. When the chemical is released into the air, HFAs trap heat in the atmosphere and can cause problems, the study says. And the study also says the impact of pollution from inhalers was equivalent to driving more than 500,000 cars per year. Well, it's that time of year where we have to start talking about a common respiratory virus. It can cause mild symptoms similar to a cold, RSV, but it can also be dangerous, even deadly for those who are more vulnerable. And in tonight's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on what to expect this RSV season and how experts say families can stay protected.
Right now in the U.S., RSV activity is low, but October is when the virus typically starts spreading, and it's dangerous to those who are most vulnerable.
It's the leading cause of hospitalizations in kids less than 1 year of age.
Dr. Juanita Mora with the American Lung Association says RSV symptoms may start mild with a runny nose and high fever, but it can travel to the lungs and cause babies and young children to be at risk for illnesses like pneumonia. She says if a child is having labored breathing, shortness of breath, wheezing, a worsening cough, or signs of dehydration like a lack of wet diapers, it's time to take them to the emergency room. But she says there is a way to protect against severe disease, the RSV vaccine. The CDC says it can be given between weeks 32 and 36 of pregnancy, or an infant RSV antibody can be given to the baby after birth.
We saw from the 2024-2025 data that by giving protection to these babies, we were able to reduce hospitalization by 50%.
Last season, the CDC estimates that from October 1st, 2024 through May 3rd, 2025, there were up to 6.5 million RSV outpatient visits, up to 350,000 hospitalizations, and up to 23,000 deaths due to RSV. This season, the agency expects peak weekly hospitalization rates across all age groups due to RSV to be similar.
Let's protect the village to help protect these babies.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Sussex Central and James M. Bennett. The two field hockey squads battled on DSN Plus tonight, so let's look at the highlights. After a scoreless first quarter, the Clippers woke up. Emily Price winds up and scores. JMB up 1-0 early. Then Sienna Beauchamp with possession, a few defenders there. She's fading away and still somehow finds the back of the net. Bennett takes a 2-zip lead. That was a tough goal. This time Beauchamp gets it straight away and scores. Sienna Beauchamp has 2 goals. What a second quarter run. 3-0 JMB at the half. After the break, Beauchamp looking for a cross pass, but the Golden Knights goalie Elizabeth Hicks kicks it away. Strong stop. Hicks can only do so much, though. Emily Price's initial shot is stopped. Delaney Reynolds can't clean it up, but Avery Beauchamp comes in and pokes in a goal. It's a family affair. Bennett leads 4-0. Back to Sienna Beauchamp. A hard shot from the right side, but no, off to the left. No hat trick for Beauchamp, and she's relentless. Fourth quarter now, Beauchamp backhanded shot, no good. Reynolds couldn't punch it in either. The attacking strategy changes a bit. Beauchamp goes for a pass to Reynolds off to the left. Still a comfortable 4-0 lead for Bennett. But finally, JMB scores a fifth goal. Avery Dargan sets up Tia Whitney, and there you go. Bennett takes care of business in a 5-zip win.
Now here's a live look into Ocean City. We'll have one more check on your forecast after this. Take a look at these photos from Ocean City Police at Country Calling this weekend. Headliner Luke Bryan made some new friends, Moose and Drake. They're the Ocean City Police mounted patrol horses. He paused to say hello to them, get some pictures. Looks like he's even given one of them a kiss there. Very cute.
Yeah, looks like a good time was had by all. And Salisbury, we're getting a little misty right now. There's a little bit of fog trying to form in some low-lying areas. We had a good deal of moisture that's in place for us, with the dew point temperature and air temperature so close to one another. But overall, cloud cover limited, precipitation non-existent, with the exception of that dew forming at this point. Our umbrella giveaway winner is Cassandra Adams of Cambridge. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration. And keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast.
Thank you again, Paul, and thanks to you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11 tonight. You can find more news, more local weather on our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon's up next, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.